We're starting to get a lot of alfalfa that needs cut. It's just gonna get busier. Morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday. So today's schedule: till, plant, spray, repeat. Repeat, 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 repeat. Which is the same plan I had yesterday and Friday. And you all know how perfectly smooth Friday went. No frustrations, no aggravations, just tractor work, getting crops in the ground, right? Right. So now yesterday was equally, if not more, frustrating than Friday. No pivot problems. Pivots ran great. In fact, the one we had trouble with is now waiting on me to go put sand in the track so it can finish coming around. Because after we pulled it out the other night, smooth, walked through the hay, got to the edge of the corn, kicked it on yesterday, and 40-mile-an-hour hot winds trying to irrigate. That is a great recipe for success right there. Nope, the thing that let me down was equipment. So, start the day off planting, just typical issues with that planter monitor, not a big deal. Got finished where we ended, got the next field planted. Thought, great, now I got 120 acres I can spray, but the wind was variable in the morning, so we said, no, we can't spray, let's go to tillage. So I came up here, I don't know if you can see the stripes over there. I had like 15 acres done, so about a third of the field worked, and the wind really died down. Great, let's go spray. I don't know if I've shown you the monitor in there. I'm having trouble with one of my sections. It keeps saying a high voltage reading, meaning the valve's going bad for my section shut off. So now your section control, all that is whenever you get to your ends where you've already sprayed, it shuts off your boom slowly to prevent overlap, prevents overspraying, saves you chemical, you don't put near as much out. Why am I in the wrong gear? And that's something activists don't seem to understand. They say we put on all this chemical because we want to. Why would we want to spend the extra money if we don't have to? If we're all just greedy farmers, why would we waste money on chemical when we don't need to? But anyways, getting distracted. So the warning had been going off for a while now. We knew it. We ordered the part 10 days, 2 weeks ago, somewhere in there. But every time we go to deer, we keep forgetting to pick it up. Well, yesterday I got my first 100 acres sprayed fine. I go back, all of a sudden that section of the boom will not kick on. I got out, I was beating on that valve with a little pin I found, nothing. So, take it to the shop to talk to Bart because I'd like to pressure wash it and then change out the valve. And then I remembered, oh yeah, our pressure washer broke down. So our water ate the coils in the heater, and yeah, it's toast. And Bart goes, oh, we haven't got that valve. It's still a deer. So we called Deere after hours because it's Saturday afternoon. He was going to put it in the box for us. Bart was going to pick it up first thing this morning when he went to town while I finished this. So the valve is frustrating as it is. Not really that big of a deal. Things happen. They go bad. You change them out. What is a big deal, the engine. Something is going on with the engine. It's not running smooth, and now it's getting to where it'll start fluttering really bad and then die. Died on me 3 times yesterday. It only died once before that. So the problem is getting worse, and that's going to take plugging into Deere's computer and running diagnostics because I'm not getting an error code other than turbocharger speed actuator fault. And I was told by Deere, because that was on there the day we bought it. I took it home, that error code popped up going down the road. I called them, they said it's just a sensor, not a big deal, keep going. Makes me wonder now if that's our problem, because that's the only error code I'm getting. So yeah, 2 super frustrating days in a row, mixed with a hot, dry wind when we're in a drought, desperately just trying to shove moisture into these plants with these sprinklers, and that wind just erasing all your gains. Hey, I was crushed last night. But today's a new day. It's gonna be a good day. Tillage is going. I've got about 45 acres here. According to this, I've done about 20. Get this knocked out, get the sprayer back up and going. Let's keep on chugging along. Well, look at that. Found me a little tractor buddy. Pretty good chunk of concrete. I'll bet that made a hell of a noise coming out of that spreader. Not my spreader, Jill's spreader. Doing the ends here. Found some ripper parts. That's for the closing discs on the back. Wish the plate was right there. Put that back on now. And there we have it. 845, 47.9 acres it says. I can't see anything. One field ready to go. But this guy needs to get back on the VT because we have at least one field of double crops that needs planted immediately because it's got water. This farm is out, so this won't need planted for a couple of days yet because that's when the water will get back. Let's go see if the chopping crew is left. We can work on the sprayer and get that sprayed out so I can fire that pivot back up because that pivot is waiting on the sprayer now. Silage crew's out of the way at the shop so I can take this down. What we got to change is a box just like that one, but it's underneath right there. It controls the center section of the boom. I've done the top one, I haven't done the bottom one. We'll see what kind of a project it is. That did not take but about 5 minutes. So the motor, I'll point at that one, even though I did the one below it, or Bart did, I just kind of watched. 3 nuts, boom, that motor pops off of that valve that it's sitting on. Slide the new one on, put the nuts back in, switch out the harness, done. And I was joking with Bart, I go, watch, it's going to be the valve is actually what's causing the problem, not the motor. And he goes, well, let's find out. Takes the screws out of the motor and opens it. It's so corroded and there was chemical inside of it all. No wonder it went out. It's amazing, with a little bit of help, how fast you can switch things around. Unhooked the finisher, put the 470 back on the VT, and now 360 is fixed, got it back on the finisher in maybe 10 minutes. Insane. Right now you might be saying, why in the hell are you guys playing musical chairs with your tillage tractors? Well, if you remember the other day, the alternator went out on that 360 and he was working a field that needed planted at the time. So the other day I unhooked it, put this tractor on there so I could finish that field and get the next one ready. Yesterday, Bart got that tractor ready, but I told him, well, let me finish the field because the next one I go to, I need the VT, we'll switch them then. Next question you might have is, we'll just throw the 360 on the VT. That is an option. But this VT, as heavy as it is, gives that 360 a workout in these conditions. For the 470, not so bad. So we're better utilizing our horsepower with the big tractor on the VT, the smaller one on the finisher, which pulls super easy. This tractor barely knew there was anything behind it. So that's why we're switching them back and forth. And then if you've watched since last summer, you know, Bart and Cameron run the green tractor on the baler. I run that red one on the baler just because, well, they got rid of their baling tractor, so I was like, you guys get the new one, I'll just keep running mine. No big deal. So yesterday, when I was having sprayer trouble, Bart was getting all pissed off because he was trying to get the flashers working on that red tractor because they haven't for years. And I go, man, that's mighty nice of you that you guys are going to run the red tractor this year and I'm going to have the green one on my baler, huh? And he paused and looked at me all confused. I go, well, this is your guys' baler. My baler's still unhooked in the shed with the green tractor over there. So I guess that means I get the green tractor. Needless to say, he just switched balers a minute ago while I was here, so I'm still in the red tractor. He was not too impressed when I pointed that out. But better now than come first day of baling when I go, why are you in my baler? That's my baler. So, our days here typically end with all of us standing around the bed of the pickup, mapping out a plan for the next morning. Last night, Tuna looked at me and goes, so what's your plan? I go, I'm going to go finish the field I'm working. I'm going to take that finisher to these other 2 fields. and then get it back on the VT. He goes, no, we got a pivot that's got water. We got to get it VT'd right away. So go finish the one you're on, switch to the VT, go work it. Get it planted, get it sprayed, so we can keep that pivot running. Not a problem. Wake up this morning at 6 o'clock to my alarm, looking through all my sprinkler text messages from 5 a.m. when he gets up and starts pushing buttons. And the sprinkler is walking dry through the field I need to go work. Okay, whatever, he's walking it up the hill so that way we can irrigate down the hill and back into the other corn. He sees me 15 minutes ago with this hooked up. Oh, what are you doing? I go, well, I'm going to that pivot because you said we got to get it done right now. He goes, oh, well, I was going to go irrigate the hay. And I go, I thought we were going to cut the hay. He goes, well, you said not to cut the hay, so I was going to irrigate it. I said, no. I said, let's wait. We got a big chance of rain on Tuesday. That's good hay. Let's wait to cut it until after the chance of rain. You irrigate it, then that just puts us out even further. Oh. Well, now the pivot's in your way. I go, well, it'll be out of the way by the time I get there. Just every day you got to unwrap the new mystery box that is his brain. Waiting on fuel. Sitting here going back and forth on the first pass across this field, and I got to thinking, some of you might not understand when I said we don't want to cut hay with rain in the forecast. So in order to bale hay and a good hay cutting, we'll just call it good, nothing's great, we'll just call it good, you need about 4 days of hot, dry weather to get it cured, so that way it's ready. What I mean by cured is, as it goes through the swather, there's rollers underneath there that you can't see that is crimping that hay, putting these little kinks in it to get it to dry out. So cured means completely dry, bone dry. You can go grab it, twist it, and it'll just snap right in half. I'll show you that tonight because I actually have a field we need to go check to see if it is ready to bale. So you need 3 to 4 days depending on, you know, how hot's it going to be, what's the humidity going to be, what's the wind going to be. If good hay, good quality hay, not a good cutting, good quality hay gets rained on, it gets bleached, turns real brown real fast, and it's not that good green color you're looking for. Now, why does that matter? Good green hay that's put up right, put in the barn, sell it to dairies, because that's going to be your premium hay. Your stuff that's brown, gets rained on, all of a sudden gets downgraded quality-wise and becomes grinder hay. Now, last year, at this time, everybody was so desperate for anything to feed because we were in a drought. There wasn't really much of a difference between dairy hay and grinder hay. There was, but not that big a deal. Because we got so wet last year and everybody put a bale or put a string around anything that they could take their baler through. Weeds, CRP grass, all these different things. Now all of a sudden there is an abundance of grinder filler and a shortage of dairy quality because we couldn't put up dairy quality hay. It just kept raining. So this year, with that dairy premium being so much more than grinder quality, we're wanting to be a little more strategic in when we cut. Now, if you wait for that forecast to be perfect, you'll never cut any hay. There will always be something that makes you second guess. Eventually, you just have to go get it. We are early enough now that we can still be choosy and being like, hey, you know what, conditions aren't quite right yet. Let's wait a couple days. Looking at the long range forecast, it's not looking good for this region. But luckily, like I've said in previous videos, we've got a good snowpack, we've got good winter water storage. We're looking promising to start the summer. Now, how the summer's going to end, nobody knows. But to start the summer, we're looking promising. So that's a long way of saying we're just not going to cut any hay today. Just about got my first pass across this done. And I say first pass because we do it twice. Silage can get messy, so you see all this residue here. It is chopping it up, but I want to chop it up even more so that way it's not a problem for the corn planter coming through, and it also smooths it up even more. Trucks, I mean, you can probably see the ruts from all the truck tracks and choppers and swathers and merger. So We like to run this across twice, leaves a really nice seed bed for that corn to get a head start. What do we got, about 4 more passes, then we'll switch it up. So, just got off the phone with the tuna. Started the second pass, by the way, as you can tell. Lines were going that way, now we're going that way. Anyways, got off the phone with tuna. We've got ditches turning water back on tomorrow. So I'm over here at this farm specifically because we've got water running here right now. It turned on yesterday. It'll turn off tomorrow at 8 a.m. Yeah. But this is the end of the canal. The actual ditch ends just right over there, half a mile. So water is just now at the end, and we're already getting it again on the west edge of our farm. Done. 6 miles over there. This is how fast it goes in the spring. This is why it's a panic mode, and we get things in as quick as we can. I just wish we could make it last longer. Now, what do I mean by make it last longer? So Colorado water law is a use it or lose it state, meaning we cannot store this water to use later. We have to use it right now, or we have to send it to Kansas. And I'm sorry if any of my viewers are from Kansas. I ain't sending you an extra drop of water than what I'm legally required to. And we already send so much freaking water. I'm not getting into it. But, so right now, the mountain snowpack is starting to melt, meaning the river is running high, meaning our priority, first in time, first in right, is the same. So, basically, as the river rises, we're allowed to take more water into the canal. So we take every drop that we're allowed to take, and it just works its way down. It becomes you run for 2 days, you shut off for 3 or 4, run again. So you wind up oversaturating your root zone for a couple weeks now, and then later this summer you're going, man, I wish I had some of that water. We could have spaced it out just a couple extra days. So instead of 3 days off, let's take 5 days off. And all of a sudden, turns into a domino effect, and you got water into August instead of into July. But it don't work that way. Finally done. 62 acres by the time you do it twice. Let's go get the corn planter. I can hear a chopper off in the distance. Meanwhile, every freaking day, I hate him. I freaking hate him. I'm just gonna have to go to the shop. Neighbors got their bundles of little bales, I should say, out here. So they'll come through, little bale it. That guy turns all the little bales into one big bale that a Stinger and loader can handle. And they have made, I don't know how many semi-loads of hay disappear out of this country like that. Because there's 2 different groups of guys doing it. 2 different farmers that have their neighbors kind of helping them. When this crew shows up over here, there's, I think last year at one point there was 8 little balers and 2 bundlers working in the field across from my house. But yeah, that all gets wrapped up and sent all over the U.S. It's kind of amazing. It's labor intensive though, so I'm just gonna stick with my big bales and send them to the dairies. Dairies aren't near as picky as horse people. Yeah, I said what I said. Oh, I am so ready for all this to go away. I've got 2 rows that are planting that it says aren't planting. So I'm going to shut it off, let the computer calm down, go wiggle some wires, and try it again. So I've got the same line in here as my outside line is on the other half of the field. But somehow I'm nowhere close to the same place as I am on that half of the field. I'm gonna say either this edge didn't get ripped enough or that one got ripped way too much. But some don't make sense. On the plus side, just simply restarting everything made it happy. Row 4 is still showing like half a rate, but it is planting. I've got out and checked twice in my 0.9 acres. So I don't know if it just needs a new seed tube sensor. Anyway, 30 acres to go. 33 acres in the ground. Start this guy up. Turn the camera so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. Power. Come on. 250 pounds. That'll be real fun to sprinkle around. All right, honey. We're gonna have a better day than yesterday, right? We're gonna get along. We're gonna have a fantastic evening. Right? Okay, the system primed without complaining. That is a great sign. As you can see, my windshield wiper motor is trashed. Oh well. Now if the engine, which we're getting along, it's gonna be a good day. As long as it doesn't die on me, we'll go finish. Got like 20 acres over there, and then I got 30 acres kind of over in that area. Off we go. In the words of young Anakin Skywalker, it's working! It's working! Field is sprayed, sprinkler is pressuring up. I can see water coming out. See how far it makes it across it. It'd be nice if it made it all the way to the end, but I don't think we got that much water in the pond. Now, to go reload, do the 35 acres I planted today. Sprayer is put away for the night. I'm officially out of daylight, so I can't go work on my next project. So what I'm gonna do now is go show you guys how to check hay, because we need to see if we can bale tomorrow. My Ford pickup probably thinks I abandoned it. Okay, what were we doing? Oh yeah, going to check hay. Okay, checking hay. I always like to kick it, so that way I know what's underneath the windrow. Grab a chunk out of the middle, and you simply twist. Do the north side of the windrow. Bart said there was no way in hell this could bale tomorrow. I can't find any moisture. Either way, it's all gonna get raked. The north end of the field is not so good. We got two other junk fields that we cut, just we were tired of staring at them, they were ugly. This field though, we spent a lot of money keeping this field clean, so it needs to be put up right. So, hay season starts tomorrow. Tillage, planting, spraying, harvest, haying. And on top of that, we still have a full feedlot. So every day, Tuna and Pinchy are feeding cattle. Justin and the crew, doctoring and processing. We need something else to do. What's another crop to play with around here? Thought I heard something. Either way, guys, I'm gonna go home, enjoy the evening. Talk to you in the next one.